I'd like to call a meeting to order for the town board meeting, November 4th, 2024. Let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag for the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I don't know if you care, but...
Oh, I want a phone thing.
Yeah.
What do we do? Oh, the phone. Don't worry, that'll be going soon.
Yeah, never mind.
Now, this is my cheat sheet, correct? Okay. Does any of the board members have any conflict of interest in regarding any of the items on tonight's agenda?
No.
No.
No, we're good. May I have a motion to accept the meetings from October 4th, 15th, 28th, 2024?
Make a motion to accept the minutes of the October 4th, 15th, and 28th, 2024 minutes.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Let the record reflect that I was here for the 15th regular town board meeting only.
Reflected.
Done. Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Wisquita.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. We're at public comments.
No, we're doing the workshops first, right?
You're going to do the workshops first?
Yep.
Yeah, so we got a couple of workshops, and then we're going to go to public comments after that.
Yes.
That's not what this says, but that's okay.
Could be a next sheet.
Okay, we'll go to workshops. We'll start with Craig. And state your name, please.
Dave Stewart,
Thank you, Dave.
Craig Elderkin, Chairman of the Veterans Committee. First want to start off and say thank you. With the coordinated town departments, I'm going to tell you, Union looks better now than it has in many years, and we've still got some improvements to do over there, but the place is looking really great. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the round 6 of the banner program. The banners got picked up on Friday. They were reviewed on Friday. We had an issue with one banner that is being redone, and then it'll be sent down to us. We've called our volunteers to put them up. We also noticed that Mother Nature, who's not on this committee, has taken its toll on a couple of them, and that volunteers have been notified to take care of those banners that have issues with them. Mostly the brackets. The brackets are heavy duty. They're fine. It's the bands that hold them on, that's the weak link. But they've all been addressed and will be taken care of. The other part that we have that kind of coordinates with the wreaths is we've been doing an Eagle Scout project with Troop 37. We spent the weekend plotting every veteran buried right now just in Union Cemetery. And I believe we're over 570 some just buried. We ended up having some issues where we couldn't find some people and took a piece of rebar, and as we thought where a grave might be, we stuck the rebar down until we hit something. We ended up digging up a a stone from a Moses Smith, who was a Spanish-American war veteran. And we found 9 more Civil War veterans that we didn't know we had. We did a program, the Hyde Park Historical Society did a program with Pete Bedrosian. They are with the 150th reenactment, and he told us there's 40 Hyde Park residents that volunteered in the Civil War. And then there's a book called Old Gravestones of Dutchess County, and we were able to find some of those, and they told us they're in Union. We're still looking. We don't know where they all are, but we hopefully will take care of that. So I've posted on the Facebook, we're also looking for funding for about 12 banners. And these are banners that are Civil War veterans, they're Spanish-American War veterans, or they're veterans that we have not been able to locate any families that are still in Hyde Park. One was killed in World War II. He was the first Hyde Park resident killed in the Gilbert Islands. And we have not been able to find any, according to his obituary, most of his family passed before he did. So we're in the process of trying to do fundraising for about 12 banners. And then we'll, hopefully in the spring, round 7 will start, and we'll be able to put those up in the spring. We're going to start 7 and collect the banners, but they probably will not go up until spring unless there's a really dry winter. And that leads me into number 2. We are supposed to do a flag burning ceremony at the Knights of Columbus on the 11th. But due to the lack of rain, unless we get some significant rain, we are probably going to hold that off because with the 2 hats I wear, I can't say one hat say you can't burn and then the next one we're going to burn. So unless we get significant rain, we will cancel that until next year. The wreaths. We are in the process of finally ordering. We have up until the end of the month to put in the order. We are looking if anybody wants to make a donation or buy a wreath to put on a veteran's grave. We're still accepting the money, and then we'll take care of that for them. We are also looking at, during the process of reviewing the veterans, not normally on a personal stone, but on the VA stones, there's either a cross or a Star of David. So right now, Jewish veterans do not get a wreath. They will get a 16-inch white cross with a blue ribbon on it. And we've been able to identify 4 so far. And again, it's time-consuming to walk through all the cemeteries and read them. Some of them you can't read, but we're trying to. The ceremony itself will be on December 14th, and we're going to do it at 1 p.m. The sons and daughters of the American Revolution are going to do Stoutenburg Cemetery and Carmelo Cemetery in the morning. We will have the main ceremony at Union. After that, we will then proceed up to St. James, and we will also do the 3 American Revolutionary War veterans that are at Dutch Reform, and then we have 2 captains that are buried in Statsburg on the Mills property, and they will be addressed also. So we hopefully will address all of them. Some people have reached out to make sure that their father or grandfather has a marker on his grave. I can tell you I've walked that many, many times, and I still go back and find 1 or 2 that either the markers have been removed or that they're needed. So we will address that again as we go on. Any questions on the banner part or the wreath part? By the way, the town supervisor will be there as a veteran, and he will place a banner. We do have a ordained minister coming to bless the wreaths. And again, the only person on the committee that has anything to say about this is Mother Nature. I'm kind of hoping for like mid-30, 40, sunny day, not 3 feet of snow and a 15-mile-an-hour wind.
Well, you better get that.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Other stuff going on. Again, we'll figure out what we're going to do with the Knights of Columbus on the 11th. Friday, the 8th of this month, this Friday, the Hyde Park School District wants to honor veterans in an appreciation concert at FDR that starts at 7:30 in the morning. They asked that we RSVP to the school to comply with their policies of security. They kind of want to know who's in the building. So we have that coming up. And that's about it as far as we're concerned. But again, it has taken a department, and I do mean departments, the recreation department, you guys, the landscaper, coordinating with John, and the supervisor to get that cemetery up where it should be. And again, we are working on the things that have been neglected for a very long time. And again, a lot of things take time. So, but I appreciate everything that's been done so far as a committee chairman, and I'm sure the families will see that. So,
How many scouts are going to be working on the Saturday the 14th?
how many staff?
Scouts, yeah, well, how many people?
Oh, the scouts?
Scouts.
Don't know. Depends on if there's a soccer game or anything else conflicting. Usually Troop 37 puts out a pretty good showing. They've been very, very supportive. I'm not a tech savvy guy, so the Eagle Scout is giving everything to a gentleman who is going to put it on a thumb drive, Excel spreadsheet, so as we add veterans, I mean, I still got the little square floppy thing that doesn't fit
Doesn't go
anything.
anywhere.
So probably by the time...
You're giving away your age.
Yeah, well, we had flags, remember? In the Navy, we didn't use computers. But hopefully, we'll be able to, we've coordinated with the local funeral homes, so even out-of-towners will notify us, and we'll be able to plot, where they are for the following years. And then we'll mosey on up to the other cemeteries and try to figure it out. But Union's the biggest, and Union's the challenge, because it's the oldest, and we can't read all the stones. So,
I think they set four stones today.
yes, we had 4 stones, VA stones to be set today. We had one gentleman, he's been there a while. Come to find out, if you do find a grave, he says he's not buried in Union, but his stone's there. So we were working on coordinating with that one, but the rest of them should have been put in today, and that way we'll plot those guys too. So,
Thank you.
there's a lot of history in Union, believe me. And thank God for the Historical Society for helping us out. So, any other questions?
No, but I'd like to extend my, the town board's appreciation to all the work you guys have been doing towards this, because it was like up in the air the whole time. And Craig, you guys took the, I don't know if I can say that, bull by the horns? Can I go that? All right, bull by the horns, and you straightened it out, and we're behind you 100% in everything you've done, obviously,
One
because...
thing you know, if you tell a military person to do something, it's not next year, it's now.
I
So
understand.
we've actually addressed a lot of things.
And
The
you've
other
done-
part is, with the chief here, logistics, that is the worst cemetery when it comes to parking. Other than Carmelbo, there is none. But Union, it's all over the place. So I have reached out to the local businesses to see if we could have parking that day without an issue, parking on Broward without an issue. The chief here will have an officer standing by to help escort people across the street. We're going, when you go into main
Oh,
entrance.
for Veterans Day.
Yeah, when you go into main entrance, we're gonna have the parking there on the left, again, if Mother Nature allows us to. And the service itself, the ceremony will be right across from the office. There's a bench there, and it'll be right in front of that bench. And then we ask people to come and lay a wreath, and say their name. That way, the veteran is never forgotten. So, any other questions?
Nope.
Nice job. Thank you
We
guys.
love you.
Thank you, guys.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where we're going next.
Second item on the workshop.
Yeah, replaying this is on the workshop for
No, I know that. Just going on my cheat sheet. Okay. Oh, Howie, come on up. I have to tell you what you're going to talk about.
Yeah. Money. My name's Howard Fisher, I'm the highway superintendent. And we're gonna talk a little bit about the expenditures this year with auto parts and repairs. So our fleet is old. We were expecting to get 2 new trucks this year before winter. They're not coming now until after winter. So it's over a year sitting, waiting for these trucks. So talking to the comptroller, he suggested we put another 2 on order if it's gonna take another year and a half. Because of the 2 trucks we're gonna replace this year is a 2004 and a 2007. Way past their time. And now we had to put money back into them because we need them for this winter. Then we have two 2008s and 2 2009s. So if we get these 2 new trucks after winter, we'll have 6 out of 12 trucks that are newer, and then backed up with another 2 on order, that'll be 8 trucks. We have 11 trucks that go out, 1 is a spare, so we would be in better shape then. Of course, I won't be here when those trucks come. But
Why is that?
I think you know. The end of 2025 will be my last year after 38 years. So it's time. But I don't want to leave the department in bad shape. And we've replaced almost everything, you know, from loader to backhoe to roller to chipper. It's the trucks, you know, and I'm hoping once we get the trucks squared away that the next investments will be more into the roads. So, but a lot of the equipment needed to be done. So our expenses on auto part expense, read this right, it was 141,000. This year it's 149,000, and that's only into October. So we've jumped quite a bit. I know the last meeting you guys did, we transferred money from the salt budget, which luckily enough, we didn't have a bad winter. We had extra money from that. And we're in good shape with salt this year. We have 2 full barns and we have 700 tons sitting at the county for us to pick up when we need it. So that's basically it. I left you guys packages. Every one of you, I left a folder. It'll show you the expenses of the trucks. So I'm asking for a mower. The mower we need, the one we have now is a 2009. The mower goes out, we have 200, almost 200 lane miles of road. It does 2 passes on each side, so it's 400 miles, 3 times a year, plus some of the areas like Conley Drive we have to go back to repeatedly for sight distance. So that is on state bid, and they're offering to give us $14,000 for our old one. And we'll have to decide at the time if we want to auction off, if we think we can get more money, auction, or we just trade it in. So I got a quote for with the trade-in and without. We're looking at an excavator, and through state bid, of course. That's $125,000. With MS4 coming, you're gonna need to clean a lot of these ditch lines, drainage lines, a lot that we can't get to anymore because people have decided to block off their easements. And that's gonna be a whole nother ballgame. But
We'll handle that.
yeah, and out in Greenfields, everything's galvanized pipe. Eventually, that whole development's gonna have to be re-drainage done, so you're gonna need the right equipment to do the job. I've talked with John about this. I'm not an excavator guy. I grew up in a backhoe. That's all I've ever been in. John was the same way. He's talked to me about now he's stuck in the excavator and prefers it. So it's a different ballgame now, just not in my time. So then we get to the big expense, which are the plow trucks. Of course, they've gone up again, which they never go down. They're $318,782 a piece, so a little over $600,000 for 2. But I've talked to the comptroller. He seems to think everything will work. These, you don't pay for anything until it comes in. We won't see these trucks probably for another year and a half. The excavator would probably be the only thing that would come in a little bit early, and that would be after winter. I wouldn't take it during winter. And the mower is 6 to 8 months once you order it. Nothing comes quick anymore. Nobody stocks anything. And it's the same if you go to a dealership. There's nothing sitting there anymore. So that was it. I did talk to the comptroller. He seemed to be on board. So I'm hoping that when you get a chance, I left you the prices, the packets there, so you can take a look at them. If you have any questions, you know, I'll be here at the next meeting. Hopefully we'll pass this and get the stuff on order. Any questions?
No. I guess nobody has any questions for you. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
When you leave?
December 31st, 2025. Not that I'm counting.
Okay, so we can make everything happen before you leave.
Okay.
Thank you, Howie.
Thank you. We don't have to worry about Howie. He's got a handle on everything. We have to worry when Howie leaves what's going to happen.
You gotta find somebody.
I was hoping you would help with the house.
All right, so before the public hearing, let's do the, that one sheet. So let's So before the public hearing or the workshop, let's just do this declaration, because I have it right before we go into the hearings.
Okay, go ahead.
Sarah?
All right, I will read a declaration of state of emergency. A state of emergency is hereby declared in the town of Hyde Park, effective 3 p.m. on November 4th, 2024. The state of emergency has been declared due to the drought conditions which have been impacted the town's water supply and increased the risk of wildfires. Such conditions threaten the public safety of the citizens of the town of Hyde Park. This state of emergency will remain in effect until conditions improve and rescinded by the town supervisor. As the chief executive of the town of Hyde Park, Dutchess County, state of New York, I, Alfred Torgiani, exercise the authority given to me under Section 24 of the State of New York Executive Law to preserve public safety and hereby render all required and available assistance vital to the security, well-being, and health of the citizens of this municipality. I hereby direct all departments and agencies of the town of Hyde Park to take whatever steps necessary to protect life and property, public infrastructure, and provide such. Dated November 4th, 2024, Hyde Park, New York.
Thank you. Public hearing?
Okay, public hearings, Jeffrey Groves. Right?
Yep.
Bruce Kaufman for Jeffrey Groves.
Jeffrey Groves.
Is this is about the,
Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
Oh, did I make that motion? Oh, sorry about that. That's my bad. All right, can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved?
Okay, a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please do roll call vote?
Councilman Prine,
aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda,
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi,
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski,
Aye.
and Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Okay, now you're good.
Okay, so I think there's two matters on for Jeffrey Groves tonight. The first is that you guys were going to, that the board was going to set a, well, it says it right here, the Jeffrey Groves Estates Daniels Way Drainage District determined that the action is an unlisted action under seeker and declaring intent to act as a lead agency. I believe that we've submitted everything we have to with regard to a petition to create the drainage district. I think here's the town board needs to open it up for a public hearing at the next meeting. The second matter is regarding the dedication of two public roads within the Jeffrey Groves Estates development, Blair Road and Daniels Way. We've completed all of the requirements to have the town accept those roads, and we are seeking the town to accept the roads.
Now, are you having any issues with that? Nope. Nope? Pete, I see you're here.
I am here.
Come up to
Do we
the
have any-
microphone.
Do we have any exceptions or qualifications or?
Hi, good evening. So,
State your name, please.
Pete Sotero, engineer for the town. Thank you, Al. Thank you for
I
that.
like it. Sorry, Pete.
Grandpa.
Grandpa today.
Grandpa Al. So just to address a couple of things, so the drainage districts, this is something that this town board wished to implement on any new subdivisions that come before the town board, or, you know, the planning board. And the purpose behind the drainage districts is that the districts the property owners within the district would be taxed every year, similar to, a sewer district or, a water district, not that we have them, but similar to that, and that any maintenance for that particular subdivision would be paid for out of a separate fund that's established just for that particular subdivision. This way, in the past, and many other towns do the same thing, where past practice has been if there's any maintenance required, it's paid for out of the, I believe, the general fund of the highway, so that basically, all town-like residents that like contribute to the taxes, their money goes into the highway fund, and if a subdivision needs maintenance, then it just gets taken out of that fund. This way, just the property owners in that particular drainage district and subdivision pay for it through taxation. So we prepared map plan and reports, which are required in order to establish a district, and we put in, you're only required to put in the first year's cost, which really, and I mean, in the first year, there is no maintenance. There's probably no maintenance for 3 years, probably. So, but you want to start collecting some money now to build up a fund so that when it does come time for maintenance, there's some money in the kitty. Now, every year, as you know, for a district, you reassess, the fee or the tax, whatever you want to call it, for that district on a yearly basis. So, not for 2025, it's just 2025, the rate is like established in the map plan report that we did that, you have. And then in 2026, we'll reevaluate it. Is whatever's in the map plan report for year one, is that enough? Should we increase it? So, but that's the general purpose. So tonight's a public hearing, if anybody wants to comment on it. And then I don't remember, I don't think there's a resolution for tonight. It's not necessary to be tied in with the acceptance of the roads because, again, there's not going to be any maintenance right off the bat, but I believe, unless there's any comments at the public hearing, there'll be a resolution for December, and then we've already notified the comptroller's office. He'll work with the tax assessor to start getting, the rolls together to collect the taxes. And then the second item before the board, tonight is the dedication of, the road. So Howie and I have been out. I wrote a letter. We've got all the documentation from Lou. The documentation has been reviewed by the town attorney's office. Many of the documents were filed back in 2020 by the previous town attorney and the town board in regards to easements, offers of cession for the roads. So we pulled all the rest of the paperwork, together, the 1-year maintenance bond, there's insurance. So all that documentation is in there. So the resolution is, when it comes, is just for the town board to accept those roads. And then I believe there's like a condition, I just want to make sure that the town clerk, and I've talked to her, that she has access to a share file with all, the documents, and Lou's like waving a flash drive. So that she can download all those documents, put them onto the town server, and then I'd like Lou to just work with Sarah to make sure that we at least have a hard copy, of like everything, and then, there's already hard copies of like a lot of documents, so you just work, with Sarah to make sure she's got a complete hard copy like file of all the documents. So
Thank you, Pete.
that's, my story.
Lou, we good with that?
I'm good with that. That is one of the conditions of your resolution. I have no problem. I have with me tonight the digital copy of everything, and I will get hard copies of everything to Sarah as quickly as possible. Maybe by Wednesday when I'm here before the planning board again. I've been in front of them so many times, they're going to start charging me rent.
Well, we're trying to get rid of you.
It's a small fee.
And Pete,
We gotta pay for this renovation
did we
somehow.
have the attorney look at the maintenance bond? The maintenance bond is enforced starting as of after this resolution? Is that how that works?
Joe looked at it. I
Yes.
mean, honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
I believe it is, John.
It is.
I mean, I'm sure it is.
Okay, thank you.
All right?
Is there anything else, Lou, you need Pete for?
No, I'm good with
All right,
that.
we're good.
You know, on this matter.
You have to open it up for any public.
Thanks, Pete, Italian guy.
It's been open for
Thank you,
public
Pete.
hearing, so next week.
It is open to the public hearing.
Yeah, so if there's any comments, now's the time.
Is there any comments from the public for this?
Am I reading the
Do you have any that you can read?
No. the notice of public hearing? Do I read that?
Yes, do you want to read that one?
Sure.
You want to read it?
I'll read
Read
Put
it.
it into the record.
Okay.
Put it into record.
Notice of public hearing. Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park. Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park shall hold a public hearing on November 4th, 2024 at 6:05 p.m. at the Town of Hyde Park Town Hall, 4383 Albany Post Road, Hyde Park, New York, regarding the establishment of the Jeffrey Groves Estate, Daniels Way Drainage District. Any person desiring to be heard on this matter will have an opportunity to do so at the public hearing. By the order of the Town Board dated October 16th, 2024, Hyde Park, New York, Sarah Holman, Town Clerk.
Okay, is there any public comments? Did the town clerk here receive any other public comments? Nope.
I did not.
Okay. We'd like to have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Pete, at the last meeting, with the, I'm just looking at the notes here on the agenda. Was this, has the town board previously declared this action unlisted under SECRA and declared lead agency, to your aware?
I'm not aware.
May I just interject? Mr. Ariol asked me to include in the SEAF the drainage district provision, as well as the other.
Well, I think he asked you to prepare, a short form, right, for...
Yes, we have a short form.
But Kyle, you're talking about whether there was actual
Right.
language that said the town board declares this an unlisted.
Negative.
Right, unlisted, right. No, an unlisted action.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but if, we can check, but that can be done when we accept the district, right?
Yes, we can do that, yeah, absolutely. I just want
What
to know
date is
whether...
that?
What'd you ask?
What's the date of the December meeting? I don't know.
Well, the next
December.
meeting's on the 15th. Oh, no, that's
Ninth.
We have a
November.
special meeting.
December is the
Ninth.
9th? You got the short sheet there? I think it's the 9th.
Believe so.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. I know because I'm going away on the 6th.
Again.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, we should probably then, if it hasn't done already, at least declare lead agency if that's the intention, right?
Yeah.
So so why don't you take a motion to declare lead agency tonight?
For who?
Town board, for the
Town
town board
board.
to act as lead
Okay.
agency.
Can I have a motion for the town board to declare lead agency?
To act as lead agency.
Act as lead agency.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second?
This is with regard to the drainage
Yes,
district.
Yes.
that's right.
Okay. Will the clerk please read the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prisakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried. Keep a record of what that was, please.
Yep, absolutely.
Mine.
Okay, we'll set with it, right?
The other part of that was the 13th point, resolution 11:4-13 of 2024. That was regarding the offer of dedication.
Yeah, that's going to be read in our resolutions tonight.
Okay.
Yep. Don't push your luck.
Don't worry, Lou. You're in. Worry about the next job.
Thank you, Lou.
Thanks, Pete, too. Okay, what's the next one?
Local law in regards to towing.
local law E of 2024 to amend the town law 103 towing.
Chief, you want to come up, please?
This is opening, you have to open it for a public hearing. You want to read the notice?
Yes.
hearing
You can give me that on my cheat
Oh, this
sheet.
is a continuation
Yes.
of the
Continuation. It's a continuation. I was gonna go, she didn't get that.
You're good. John, you want to?
Okay, so, Chief, I know that we've been having several conversations with this towing law. We're getting ready to wrap it up. We're anticipating on trying to get everything finalized between Tad Moss. She has some language between the storage of vehicles and storage yards, so she's working with Joe and Kyle on fine-tuning that language. I think that's about the only key piece of the puzzle that we're missing. I have not got any responses back from any of the tow truck drivers. I know that you send numerous emails. Have you got anything to add from the tow truck drivers that we need to make any adjustments or corrections to this law?
No, I have not received anything either.
So Kyle, what we were thinking is Tad and Joe in your office is working with just wrapping this up with the language for a storage yard so that it's an enforceable action. And Tad said that she would get that over to you guys to review, and then we would get this on the docket to move this and close this out.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Do you want to close the public hearing then on this tonight?
I'd like to continue it just in case, till we get ready to wrap it up.
Very good.
Public comments tonight?
So it's a continuance?
Yeah, continue the public hearing. Does anybody else need to speak on it?
Anyone else want to speak on that? The towing? Nope? Okay, let's see, we will leave it open.
Just left open.
Okay, on local law number G of 2024 to amend chapter 1 of the Town of Hyde Park Code entitled General Provisions. Anyone have to speak on it?
Yeah, open it up.
Oh, I got a
Open the
motion to open the public
Have her
hearing.
read the,
And then I have to read the notice.
Yes. Can I have a motion to open the public hearing for that?
So move.
Second?
Second.
Where is it? May I have a clerk take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye.
Sarah, can you read the notice, please?
Notice of public hearing. Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park. Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Hyde Park shall hold a public hearing on November 4th, 2024 at 6:05 p.m. at the Town of Hyde Park Town Hall, 4383 Albany Post Road, Hyde Park, New York, on Local Law G of 2024, which proposes to amend Chapter 1 of the Town of Hyde Park Town Code entitled General Provisions to add a new Article 3 regarding limitations on interpretation and enforcement of laws to prevent access over any private road or driveway through the Town of Hyde Park and to a property located outside the town's municipal boundaries. Any persons desiring to be heard on this matter will have an opportunity to do so at the public hearing. A copy of the proposed local law is on file at the office of the town clerk during regular business hours. By the order of the town board dated October 16th, 2024, Hyde Park, New York, Sarah Homan, town clerk.
Okay, is there any public comment?
Just for the record, if you don't mind, please just state your name and your address.
Hi, my name is Tess Lampert, and I live at 23 Kirchner Avenue. Okay. I love living in Hyde Park, and I have been very proud of the way that the town has upheld its rules that are designed to protect the town and its people. The fact that we have fair and just people making and upholding laws is a big part of what makes Hyde Park such a special place to live. I'm here tonight to speak up as a resident and on behalf of many other residents who could not be here tonight in opposition to the proposed Local Law G and to strongly urge you to reject it for the following reasons. This law is clearly aimed at overturning the town ZBA's well-reasoned decision that the proposed Six Senses Resort is not permitted under Hyde Park zoning. But the law's consequences go far beyond that project. It is a big red flag that suggests outside corporate interests are more of a priority than the townspeople. This proposed law takes away the power of the Zoning Board of Appeals, who are the people given the legal authority over these matters and can best protect the public in land use decisions. They are vested by law with this power and have reliably and honorably served our community, and the town board should let them do their job, not block them. The town would be abandoning its legal authority to guard against impacts associated with creating access roads, which will be felt almost entirely within our town and by us residents. Again, it makes me wonder, who is this law serving? We are blessed with sensitive, diverse natural resources throughout the town. We should all be able to voice our concerns and exercise our legal rights when projects come up. This system of checks makes sure the public's interests are considered and protected, not just those of private developers. Residents' freedom to exercise our legal rights should not be taken away. This goes far above and beyond the outcome of the Sixth Census project. This is a significant zoning change that affects not only us in Hyde Park and the resort project, but will raise many other land use issues in our town and opens the door to future harms. It also impacts our neighboring Hudson Valley towns, and Hyde Park should not ignore the connection to Rhinebeck, Clinton, Pleasant Valley, and Poughkeepsie. Thank you for listening to my concerns and considering them. I'm very thankful to live in this town, and I urge the board to reject proposed local law G. Thank you again, and it looks great in here.
Thank you.
Anyone else? State your name, address, affiliation.
Good evening, Supervisor and Town Board members. Thank you for letting me appear in opposition to this law. My name is Warren Raplansky. I'm an attorney with my offices in Rhinebeck, New York, and I had the honor of serving as attorney to this town for 10 years under the prior administration. My office represents several property owners who live either adjacent to or in close proximity to the project located at 68 Naylor Road in the towns of Clinton and Hyde Park, New York. As I am sure the town board is aware, CECNY Land Holdings has made an application for development of a large-scale hotel and resort on a parcel of land located in the town of Clinton's AR3 and AR5 zoning districts on property consisting of approximately 228 acres. However, the driveway access to and from Route 9G and two bridges crossing Crum Elbow Creek are to be located on an 8.28 acre parcel of land within the town of Hyde Park in the town's Greenbelt zoning district, where hotels, resorts, and conference centers are prohibited. The property on which the development is proposed is known as the Old Stone Farm, a historically and environmentally significant property formerly owned by Sherry and Stuart Kahn. The Kahns owned the property since 1998 and operated a very small-scale dude ranch and holistic center on the property. The property contains numerous historical buildings, federal and state wetlands, and is home to several state and federal endangered species, such as the Indiana bat, monarch, butterfly, Blanding's turtle, and cattail sledge, as well as numerous state threatened and at-risk species. The proposed development of this property will, if approved, result in a substantial change and increase in the intensity of use of this property and will consist of 65 lodging facilities, some of which are larger than single-family residences, to accommodate 240 guests on the site at any given time, with 150 employees, many of whom will live on the site. The facility proposes to provide a wide variety of uses for its guests, including a 50-seat Aquan Center, several dining rooms, a retail store, a kids club building, a very large spa facility, and numerous accessory buildings, as well as several on-site swimming pools and bars. The proposed action has been designated by the Town of Clinton Planning Board as a Type 1 action under SEQR, the State Environmental Quality Review Act, which creates the assumption that the project is likely to have significant negative impacts on the environment and will require an environmental impact statement. In or about February of 2024, the Town of Hyde Park zoning administrator, Tad Moss, rejected CECNY's application for development of the property based in significant part on well-accepted decisional law in the state of New York that the use of land in one zoning district for an access road to another zoning district is prohibited where the road would provide access to uses or a use that itself would be barred if located in the first zoning district or municipality. CECNY appealed that determination to the Hyde Park Zoning Board of Appeals in March of 2024, and after the conduct of 2 public hearings and submission of briefs, both by the applicant and by my clients, Ms. Moss's determination was upheld by your ZBA. CECNY has filed 2 lawsuits in Supreme Court, Dutchess County, one against the Town of Clinton Zoning Board of Appeals, and the second against the Hyde Park Zoning Board of Appeals, challenging those determinations. Unfortunately, Local Law G appears to be an attempt by this town board to circumvent the determinations of the Town of Clinton Zoning Board of Appeals and its own zoning administrator, and zoning by taking the decision-making authority over this access road out of the hands of the town's own ZBA and zoning officials. Normally, when local laws of this nature are formulated and provided to the public for a public hearing, there is a full and vigorous discussion by the town board in public session concerning the rationale and purpose of the proposed local law. I have searched the records of this board, and I have not been able to find any evidence that there has been any such discussion prior to the scheduling of the public hearing on local law number G. The resolution was passed by this town board on October 15th, scheduling the public hearing without any public discussion or explanation of the intent or genesis of this local law. Most importantly, it is difficult to understand how this local law benefits or provides protection to the citizens of the town of Hyde Park and the citizens of adjacent communities of Clinton and Rhinebeck. The local law appears to be a rather transparent attempt to facilitate the development of this property by CECNY to avoid any meaningful review or consideration of the impacts of this local law. For example, the resolution introducing the local law states that this is a Type 2 action under seeker, which does not require any environmental review. However, local law number G is clearly a land use regulation which will have significant ramifications both for the towns of Hyde Park and Clinton, and the potential for significant impacts, environmental impacts on both communities. I cannot locate within the seeker regulations that section which provides that this local law is a Type 2 action. It is clear that not only does this action by the town board require environmental review, but this is a Type 1 action which requires coordinated review between the towns of Hyde Park and Clinton before enactment and a determination of environmental significance or non-significance. Since this is a Type 1 action, there must be a coordinated review between the 2 municipalities. Additionally, the local law makes no mention of the referral of this law to the Hyde Park Planning Board for its review and comment as required by Section 10834, Article 34 of the Town Code. Additionally, since this is the land use regulation, passage of the same requires the proposed local law to be forwarded to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development for its review and comment pursuant to the provisions of Section 239M of the General Municipal Law. Failure of the town board to follow these procedures would render the local law void ab initio if passed by this town board. It is also clear that this local law constitutes what is known as spot zoning, in that it is a blatant attempt to change the uses permitted in the Greenbelt zoning district for the benefit of a single property owner, CECNY, without any resulting public benefit. If this local law is passed, it will be challenged on those grounds. In addition, it appears that the local law is an attempt to vest the town board with the power to issue a use variance under a town code in violation of Article 16 of the New York State Town Law, since that authority has already been delegated to the town only to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Finally, this local law violates the uniformity requirements of town law Section 262, in that it does not provide a reasonable basis for offering different treatment among similar parcels within a zoning district. If this local law is passed, it will also be challenged on that basis. For all these above reasons, it is respectfully requested that the town board reconsider its adoption of this local law and remove it from the agenda. Thank you for your courtesy.
Thank you, Warren.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Warren. Just a quick question, just so we have for the record. I noticed you mentioned the potential for a challenge if it's passed, and you said you represent others. Do you represent anyone, and if so, who they are within the town of Hyde Park?
Yes. Yes, I do. And you're not supposed to ask that question, actually.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I can't, but...
You should know that, but I represent
You
residents.
represent Hyde Park residents?
And we've identified those residents when we appear before your own ZBA and the town of Clinton ZBA.
Not allowed to ask if they're Hyde Park residents?
Doesn't matter.
And it really doesn't matter, because I also represent the town of Rhinebeck, which was not, was not afforded notice of this public hearing as required by law. Neither did you inform any of the other adjacent municipalities.
Thanks,
Do you have
Warren.
any other questions?
No, thank you. I appreciate it, Warren.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else has a comment? Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Name is Jonathan Clark. I'm not a Hyde Park resident, but I'm here on behalf of Scenic Hudson. We have our offices down in Poughkeepsie.
Scenic Hudson?
Scenic Hudson. We maintain a number of parks and preserves throughout the area.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, cool. I don't know, thought you were putting me on here. But, yeah, so first and foremost, I really would like to thank you all for your work on this, for your attention. I know navigating these sorts of things can be challenging. I timed myself here to about 3 minutes, so we'll see how we do. So I would like to call attention to a few potential concerns with the proposed law, which Mr. Raplansky really highlighted very, very thoughtfully. But first, as I understand it, this law would prevent Hyde Park from prohibiting the use of land within its boundaries for the access of a use located in an adjacent municipality. Under the current New York law, however, the town actually does have this authority, and it can treat an access road as the use which it serves for certain zoning purposes. Really, this should not be seen as a case of Hyde Park extending its authority across municipal boundaries, but should instead be looked at as an acknowledgement that the use of land for access can itself cause impacts that are felt within Hyde Park. I also understand that this law is emerging at least partially in response to the proposed Sixth Census development, and it is true that the bulk of that project would be located across the border in Clinton. However, this thing would still be right on the border. So as we're talking about impacts in case of noise, intensity of use, those would be felt equally by adjacent property owners in both Clinton and Hyde Park. And moreover, when you're looking at the issue of traffic specifically, under the current proposal, since the sole access would be in Hyde Park through the town's roads, you could really expect the traffic impacts in particular to be felt almost exclusively by Hyde Park residents. And again, really, this is a sound reason to retain some zoning authority over this proposal. The impact to Hyde Park residents would be exactly the same if this thing was on your side of the border. Moving along, I do also just want to point out that this law would be abandoning the town's authority in this particular area in perpetuity, even setting aside Sixth Census for the time being. I think it is easy to imagine in the future potentially even more, quote, noxious or offensive use, which the town would not be able to address with this authority. Next, I do want to quickly look at the petition procedure that's being proposed here. I read it to say that Hyde Park residents with frontage on a proposed access road could still petition the town board to limit the use of that road for access. This strikes me as somewhat unusual, since it seemingly is only coming up once you are already faced with an approved proposal, but at the same time, the provision contains language excluding lawfully permitted uses from this review. As I read it, this creates a situation where the town board would essentially need to second guess whether a law is actually lawful, because otherwise with that exclusion, you wouldn't be able to reach that question of whether it's also noxious or offensive under the law. If this is not the result that you are trying to achieve, I do suggest that you edit this for clarity. I think that is currently the most natural reading, but I apologize if I'm misunderstanding. But at any rate, the focus of this petition procedure should be the impacts on Hyde Park residents rather than compliance of a particular use with the law of an adjacent municipality. Finally, I do see also that this provision is placing limits on who has standing to litigate a determination of the town board under this section. I understand this limitation as applying to this petition procedure specifically, but I think this should also be clearly indicated. However, I do want to point out that standing to challenge a zoning determination under New York law is already limited to plaintiffs who are suffering an injury in fact that is different in some way from the public at large, which very often will wind up being people in proximity to the proposed use anyways. If this is in fact a zoning law, which I do believe it is based on the fact that it's regulating land use, even though it's currently falling under the general provisions, that is the standard that you would be getting by default if this was to go before a reviewing court. And although I do understand that it's important to have some limits on litigation, I really don't believe that putting further limits on the general standing requirements applicable to zoning disputes is necessary or appropriate here, especially since the proposed law would already be shifting the burden of addressing these access-related impacts from the town government in the first interest to private residents who would now be required to follow this petition procedure. So again, I really do thank you for your work and attention on this and for allowing us to participate in this process. But again, thank
Jonathan, do you have a copy of what you just?
Yeah, I have several copies. I can provide them to the clerk.
And you're a senior Cutson, right?
Yes, senior Cutson.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
It's good to know.
Thank you.
Give one to Kyle.
Warren, do you want to give a copy of what you read in as well?
The what?
Do you want to give us a copy of what you
What
read?
you read to the record.
Oh, I can put it in a letter.
Yeah, would you mind?
Those are just my notes.
Okay, I thought maybe you had
We'll
it.
take your notes.
It sounded like you were reading from something, so that's why.
Yeah, I was reading my own notes, but they're not in a...
They're not in the right form?
I can compile it in a letter and send it to the board.
Yeah, as long as it's just what you said, because and I don't know if the
You don't
board's
have
gonna-
to read it
I don't know
over
if the
and
board's
over
going to
and
want to keep the hearing open, but yeah, if you don't mind. Thanks. Anybody else?
Anyone else?
Actually,
Come on,
I can give you...
Whatever's convenient.
who's ever first? He was like,
Hello, I'm Katrina Maloney from 22 Coachman Way in Hyde Park. I just want to make sure that if we've sent an email for public comment, that you're considering that.
We did get your...
Say that again,
We did get your
please.
email.
Sorry.
You did get our
Yes.
emails?
Yep,
Okay.
Sarah, after everybody speaks, Sarah's going to...
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, yes.
oh yeah, she'll read it.
She'll read, well, we're not going to read every single email and out here in public, but whatever emails were sent will be as much of the public comment as the spoken word here this evening.
My name is James Beichman. I'm a resident of Clinton and close to the proposed sixth census development. I'd just like to make an informal comment. There is direct impact on, there's this question of the adjacency of Hyde Park and Clinton and the two entities under the law working together. I would like to just point out that there is direct impact on Hyde Park. We've been told that this development will pump 28,000 gallons of groundwater every day. And the effluent that comes out of that liquid will go directly into your creek in the Greenbelt District. So, again, I don't know whether there are any other commercial entities along Crum Elbow Creek that do that kind of discharge into your creek within your green belt. I think this is a very important issue environmentally. We're quite concerned that the 28,000 gallons of water that they pump every day, I'm about 400 feet higher than they are and on the same aquifer. So we're not sure what's going to happen to our water supply. But the main issue that I'm just trying to say is there is direct impact. And so we support the Zoning Board of Appeals. I was at the meetings where they gave their ruling. We support their decision and hope that this change to the law does not see that that decision is overturned. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Is that it? So we close the public hearing. Okay, I have a motion to close the public hearing. Okay, we have a motion to close the public hearing. I need a motion.
Do you want to, do you want to just read the names of the people who
Oh,
said?
yeah, just give me a minute here.
Take your time.
Was there a lot of public comments?
I received 6 separate public
You want
comments.
to read those?
No, but I think at least we should read the addresses and stuff that's on them so that people recognize
Okay.
that they're here. So Sarah, if you want to.
Sure. All right, I have Andrea Parent Tibbetts. I don't see an address for that one. Or, Clover Brook Farm, Hyde Park, New York. I received from Justin Sealawless, 30 Falkhill Road, Hyde Park. I have one from Lexi, from Falkhill Road, Hyde Park, New York. Katrina Maloney from 22 Coachman Way, Hyde Park.
Jennifer Morris also.
Oh, no, that's.
Oh.
That was. I have James Maloney. I don't have an address. And I think this one's from Lynn Maselli, and there's no address for this one. But that's a total of 6 comments.
Can I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
So move.
I have a second.
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Yes, local law amending chapter 103 of the towing. We did that?
Oh, yeah, we did. So we're on to the resolutions.
Oh. We're good.
You got 'em. Awesome. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Warren.
Thank you.
Down the mark.
Where did Richard go? Maddox. Okay, on to the resolution. Does anyone have any comments regarding the resolution, resolutions and town business only?
Just asking, I didn't see a resolution for voting on the local law. You're going to do that today?
No?
No. Okay, so I'm going to leave.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, you want to start?
Yeah.
Read.
Resolution 11-4-1 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve issuance of a temporary certificate of occupancy for the Town Hall addition project.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-2 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the contract amendment for the Barone Construction Group for the Town Hall addition project.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-3 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to authorize the Town of Hyde Park Town Clerk to solicit bids for 2025 contractual services for the Town of Hyde Park Highway Department.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-4 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to authorize the Hyde Park Town Clerk to solicit bids for 2025 highway materials for the Town of Hyde Park Highway Department.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-5 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve the, to approve the Hyde Park Police Department to execute Nunc Pro Tunc, a 2-year agreement with Flock Safety.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-6 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve vacation carryover for the Town of Hyde Park Police Dispatcher Tracy Merritt.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-7 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to acknowledge the resignation of full-time police dispatcher Tiana Costa.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-8 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to acknowledge the resignation of Clerk to Justice Sarah Jensen and appoint her as full-time police dispatcher.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-9 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve budget revisions to the Town of Hyde Park Recreation Department budget for the period of November 2024, budget revision number 2024-11-4.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-10 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve recreation leader Morgan Sacradotti to attend the American Sports and Fitness Association online training to receive a certification as a senior fitness instructor.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosqueda.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Pruskowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried.
Resolution 11-4-11 11 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Supervisor to execute a renewal of the intermunicipal agreement with the Hyde Park Central School District and the Town of Hyde Park for the presence of police officers at Hyde Park Central School District events for 2024-25 school year.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosquito.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Motion carried. Aye.
Resolution 11-4-12, 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve commencing the local law adopting process for local law number 1 of the year 2024 entitled A Local Law to Amend 104-16A1 of the Town of Hyde Park Code to erect a stop sign on Spruce Road at White Oaks Road and schedule a public hearing.
All right. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Will the clerk please take the roll call vote?
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosquito.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Aye. Motion carried. John, will you carry from here?
Yep, good.
Resolution 11-4-13 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to accept the offer of dedication for roads in the Jeffrey Groves Estate Development.
Second.
Call the roll call, please.
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosquito.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani.
Absent.
Resolution 11-4-14 of 2024, resolution authorizing the Town of Hyde Park Town Board to approve introducing a proposed local law number H of 2024, amending Section 84 of the Town of Hyde Park Code, expanding and expedite enforcement procedures with respect to property maintenance, and schedule a public hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Please call the roll call.
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosquito.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani. Absent.
Resolution 11-4-15 of 2024, resolution supporting the reduction of the speed limit on Netherwood Road and authorizing such action as may be required in support of same.
I have a second.
Second.
Please call the roll call.
Councilman Prine.
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosquito.
Aye.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilman Prusakowski.
Aye.
And Supervisor Torgiani. Absent.
Do you have any new or old business? Anybody wants to cover? Pete, could you just come up real quick and just give us a quick scenario of what's happening at the town hall with the dates and for the move-in real quick, please, for the public?
Real quick, somebody said. Pete, you do it. Just got back, so I'm out of it.
Yeah, so we are hoping to move this weekend. Today we had a job meeting, and we're waiting for a couple final certifications on the fire alarm system and the elevator. I've been texting like tonight actually to try to nail down the fire alarm. And so we're working with our new building inspector as far as the temporary CO. So he'll take care of that, assuming we have the certifications in place. And the recreation department has been over here today and will be here for the rest of the week if needed to help some of the staff members finish packing up their boxes. You can see some boxes we're temporarily putting in here, and I'll need to make a call in conjunction working with John and Al by Wednesday, because we need to let the movers know whether we're on or not. But right now, we're planning on it, and so I think that's a general quick
Okay, and then one other thing I want you to cover, which is a critical topic. Can you just please update us on the Hyde Park Assisted Living pedestrian crossing over on 9G, please?
Sure. Unfortunately, after the latest fatal accident, we had been in the process of for over a year working with Hyde Park Assisted Living Facility and New York State Department of Transportation. Thanks to the town board, we had a meeting with the Department of Transportation. I don't remember when, but it was about like a year ago.
Year and a half ago.
Right, where we said, hey, look, we got to do something here because, the elderly folks crossing, the highway to get to the Sunoco station, looking to buy, cigarettes, candies, lotto tickets. When my office was down on Elks Lane, the old Morris Associates, I can probably count 3-4 times that I actually stopped my car at the top of the hill and helped an elderly person cross, the road or held up, like traffic. So that had been in the works or has been in the works. We seriously expedited that after, and again, we were right on the cusp of having the highway work permit, issued, but unfortunately there was another fatality. But anyways, so we had a great meeting with the Department of Transportation. The director authorizes people to basically get everything done. That was last, I don't know the exact dates, but anyways, we had a meeting immediately after our call the next day where I went and met with the contractor to do the work and the Department of Transportation. They went over the final paperwork, issued the highway work permit that day. Work started last Tuesday on the concrete work for the ramps. The ramps have been installed. Councilman Lombardi met with Central Hudson, and there's been 2 lights, John?
One light on Oaks.
Okay, 1 light. Are we going to get another one or just the one?
Possibly, if they
Okay.
can find a position for
So
it.
there's 1 light installed now on a pole by Elks Lane. I'm going to take a drive on my way home tonight. So as I'm coordinating with the state because the next thing is for them to stripe the crosswalk. Now that the ramps are in, they've already got their contractor lined up for that. And the next thing after that, which may take a little while, but hopefully will be in by the end of this year, is that the state is going to install the pedestrian activated push button flashing signals. So there is all this work. There is no cost to the taxpayers of the town of Hyde Park for any of the construction work. The construction work and the improvements that are being done are being paid for by a combination of Hyde Park Assisted Living Facility, the Department of Transportation. I believe there's going to be an agreement for the electricity on the lights that Hyde Park ALF is going to pay for that. And also I want to mention that we got great cooperation from the County Public Works Department where they brought out 2 of the message boards and placed one both north and south before the work. They currently say road work ahead, reduce speed. Depending on the time frame for the installation of the pedestrian activated signal, we'll work with the DPW. They said those message boards can stay in place as long as they don't need them for anything. They would probably have to come down before a snowfall, but they will change the message to say new cross. I don't know exactly the wording, but new crosswalk, reduce speed, because once we have the crosswalk striped, I believe it can be open. We're trying to get a consensus now from the DOT. I think that it can be as long as we have the message boards in place. And the police, I believe, have been down there more often, and they will be there more often. So it all came like together, but it was in the works. Unfortunately, we had this
As
latest.
soon as the
for town.
first incident happened, we started.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, this wasn't like it was just all of a sudden.
No.
This has been in the works, and
That's why everybody goes, wow, all of a sudden it's done.
I know, but,
It looks like that, but.
Right.
I said.
it's been in the works.
You, myself, John, and Michael Dupree went to the DOT, a year and a half ago,
Yeah,
the first incident, to try to resolve this.
right.
So we finally got it to a resolution, and now you're seeing. Unfortunately, the one gentleman
Yes,
was hit.
unfortunately.
Yeah, and we used to call him ZZ Top.
So just a couple of quick things. So we have the radar enforcement for Hyde Park trailer out there to monitor the speed during the construction. So at the next town board meeting, we'll have that data so that we can actually see what the cars are going, even during the construction zone. So we have
This
that.
is a speed trap right now, right?
And also the police are out there monitoring and giving tickets. So if anybody's driving through that area, please reduce the speed and be conscientious. We got a lot of construction guys out there working near the edge of the road, and we don't need any more problems. Also, I'd like to say thank you to Sue Serino for helping us out with the menu boards, and I know that Pete Sotero spent a considerable amount of time, many man hours at putting and coordinating this together. We thank Pete for all his help, and we'll be getting to the finish line fairly.
Well, it's a joint
soon.
effort. I mean, everybody's pitched in. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys did, everybody pitched
Yeah.
in, so it's, all worth it. We gotta get
And Pete did it on his own time, too.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did.
All right, do we have anything under old or new business?
No.
Okay, make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Aye.
so moved. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete.